Fukuoka. Fukuoka. Yes, I know I've been pronouncing it wrongly, and even now I cannot unhear my own mistake anymore. Yeah, so I promise I'll get it right from now on, okay? Hi everyone, SG Dad here, a Singaporean dad packing up life in Singapore and starting fresh in Japan with my wife and two kids in a few months' time. We hope to transform to a lifestyle with more space and adventures. So on this channel, we'll be sharing our relocation journey. And recently, we just bought a house in Fukuoka. If you want to know how we managed to close the deal in 9 days, do check it out here. And if you are a returning viewer, but not yet a subscriber, which I know majority of you are not, please help to hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Alright, in today's video, I'm going to introduce the city we are moving to and the one we want to start our new life, and that is Fukuoka. So let me explain a bit about Japan's geography. Japan is made out of 8 regions, with the more well-known ones like Hokkaido, Kanto, Kansai, and of course Kyushu. And each region contains prefectures, and in total, there are 47 of them. Fukuoka is one of the prefectures located in northern Kyushu, which is the southernmost of Japan's 4 main islands. And within Fukuoka prefecture, the 2 biggest cities are Fukuoka City and Kitakyushu City. Okay, now, do you know there is a term called Fukuoka Blackhole theory? It's a local joke that was started because of a TV show. This term is referring to how people who move to Fukuoka get stuck in it because they do not wish to leave the city anymore. The story started with a company employee transferred from Tokyo head office to Fukuoka branch office. He thought it was a punishment at first. And after a year later, he didn't want to go back because in Fukuoka, there are amazing food, there are great drinks, people are beautiful, the lifestyle is relaxing, and the locals are genuinely warm and welcoming. So many people felt the same way that companies began jokingly referring to their Fukuoka branches as black holes. But jokes aside, Fukuoka actually ranks number 1 in many things. First, it is ranked number 1 in Japan for population growth among major cities. While most cities are shrinking, Fukuoka is growing, and it's mostly young people who are moving in from places like Kumamoto, Nagasaki, and even Kita-Kyushu. And it's also ranked number 1 in livability in national surveys. It is voted the most desirable city to live in for 4 consecutive years. 99% of citizens answered in a survey that they like Fukuoka City. 98.2% said it was easy to live in, and 95.4% said they want to continue living there. One thing that struck me when I was in Fukuoka is how accessible it is. There is an airport nearby, there is a seaport, there are subways, buses, and everywhere is connected. So it's also number 1 globally for the proximity of airport to the city center. It is just 8 minutes away from the airport to Hakata Station. And anyway, guess which city is second? Yes, and that is Singapore. And for us, we will need to take 20 minutes to reach the city center. Fukuoka has a very high startup rate in Japan, and there are a lot more new businesses launched there than other cities in Japan. That is why Fukuoka is known as Japan's startup city. It is officially designated as a National Strategic Special Zone, which means the city has reduced red tape for starting businesses, especially for foreigners. And there's a place called Fukuoka Growth Next, a startup hub built inside an old renovated school building, and now it's filled with tech startups, creative entrepreneurs, and co-working spaces, which is something quite rare in Japan. So a lot of these transformations happening in the city is thanks to one person, and that is the mayor, Soichiro Takashima. Okay, I know that Singaporeans may be quite triggered by the word mayor, but hear me out, this dude is different. He was elected in 2010 at just 36 years old, the youngest in Fukuoka history, and subsequently get re-elected 3 more times. And he's currently in his 4th term now. He started working as a TV presenter on variety program. That is why he's strong in communication and very media savvy. He is also visionary. He visited Seattle, US West Coast city in 2011 and saw a coastal city full of global giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Starbucks. He was inspired to create an Asian equivalent in Japan. Since then, he has been working to turn Fukuoka into a launchpad for innovation, culture, and talent. And one of his biggest achievements was tackling the city's height restrictions. Because Fukuoka's airport is so close to downtown, there were strict limits on building heights, which kind of hamper the city's growth and development. If you have visited Fukuoka before, you may have noticed for a fairly large and bustling city, there are no tall skyscrapers. But Mayor Takashima found a solution. He noticed that City Hall's lightning rod was taller than the legal height limit. So he uses that as a case to push for changes. And it got accepted. So thanks to that, the city launched Tenjin Big Bang, an ambitious redevelopment plan aimed at transforming Tenjin, which is Fukuoka's main commercial and shopping district, which is like the Orchard Road of Singapore or Shibuya of Tokyo. But in Tenjin, many of its buildings were decades old and limited by the outdated height restrictions due to the airport's proximity. So with the new relaxed regulations, the city saw an opportunity to modernize Tenjin for the future. So the plan is to have 60 new buildings by 2026 and over 100 by 2030s. So there will be a lot of new offices, shopping complexes, hotels, and co-working spaces, all designed to support a new era of innovation and urban living. Geographically, Fukuoka is as close to Seoul as it is to Osaka, and just as close to Shanghai and Beijing as it is to Tokyo, making it like a perfect gateway for doing business across Asia. Other than Tenjin Big Bang, Fukuoka is also pushing forward with other major redevelopment projects that are reshaping the city's future. One of them is Hakata Connected, a large-scale urban renewal plan focused on the Hakata Station area. And another project is Fukuoka Island City. It is a massive man-made island located in the eastern part of the city. And all these development plans make the people living in Fukuoka feel proud to be part of the city's growth, and also drawing people from the other cities at the same time. My wife and I first visited Fukuoka back in 2014 during a trip around Kyushu. We explored several prefectures and cities in that trip, and we liked the vibe of Kyushu generally. It was not overly crowded or hectic, and the food was fantastic. Do you know that Ichiran Ramen, the famous tonkatsu ramen, is actually founded in Fukuoka? Yes, so the overall environment was also relaxing and welcoming. We returned a few more times over the years and eventually decided if we were to move over to Japan, Fukuoka is the place we want to settle down in. As parents, we want our kids to grow up in an environment that values balance and not just academics, but also quality of life as they grow up. We wanted a place with fresh air, open space, and access to nature, which we personally feel are important factors for child development. In Fukuoka, you are only a short 15 to 20 minutes drive away from rivers, mountains, or the seas. And that kind of closeness to nature is something we truly appreciate and value. And some have asked, if we wanted a slower pace of life or even closer to nature, why not choose somewhere more rural? So for us, it was about finding the sweet spot. Not too quiet but not overly crowded like Tokyo or Osaka. And what drew me to Fukuoka is that it is a city that is growing and improving, but without the noise or stress of a bigger cities. And at this stage in life, that feels just right. So thank you for watching, and if you're curious about our journey, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. I will see you in the next one.